In the book of Daniel, we find the captivating story of three young Hebrew men named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These three friends were taken captive by King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, along with many other Israelites. Despite being in a foreign land, they remained faithful to God and lived according to His commandments. One day, King Nebuchadnezzar erected a massive golden statue and commanded everyone to bow down and worship it. Anyone who refused to worship the statue would be thrown into a blazing furnace. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, being devoted worshippers of the true God, could not bow down to an idol. News of their disobedience reached the king, and he summoned the three young men. Nebuchadnezzar gave them one last chance to worship the golden image, but they boldly replied, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up." Daniel chapter 3 verses 16 to 18. Enraged by their refusal, the king ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. The flames were so intense that even the soldiers who approached were consumed by the heat. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were bound with ropes and thrown into the fiery furnace. But something miraculous happened. As King Nebuchadnezzar watched in astonishment, he saw not 3, but 4 men walking around in the fire. The fourth man had the appearance of a divine being, and Nebuchadnezzar exclaimed, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire? But I see 4 men unbound, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the appearance of the fourth is like a son of the gods." Daniel chapter 3 verses 24 to 25. God, in His great mercy, had sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to join Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the furnace. Jesus not only protected them from harm but also walked with them in the midst of their trial. The fire had no power over them because the Son of God was with them. Overwhelmed by this incredible sight, Nebuchadnezzar called the 3 men out of the furnace. To his astonishment, their bodies were unharmed, not even smelling of smoke. Recognizing the power of the one true God, Nebuchadnezzar declared, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants, who trusted in him, and set aside the king's command, and yielded up their bodies, rather than serve and worship any god except their own God." Daniel chapter 3 verse 28. This amazing story of deliverance teaches us several profound truths. First, it shows the unwavering faith of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the face of extreme adversity. Their trust in God was unshakable, and they refused to compromise their faith, even at the cost of their lives. Second, it highlights the power and presence of Jesus in our lives. Just as Jesus walked with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace, He is with us in the midst of our trials. Jesus offers us hope. The faithful refusal, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's refusal to worship the golden statue, exemplifies their unwavering faith in God. They understood that God alone deserved their worship and obedience, regardless of the consequences. Their courageous stand serves as an inspiration for believers today to remain steadfast in their faith, even in the face of opposition. The fiery trial, the fiery furnace, symbolizes the trials and tribulations that believers may face in their lives. It represents the destructive power of the devil and his co-hosts who seek to devour and destroy God's people. However, just as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fire but emerged unharmed, Jesus has the power to protect and deliver us from the schemes of the enemy. The fourth man, the presence of Jesus as the fourth man in the furnace, is a powerful reminder that Jesus is always with us in our darkest moments. He is our protector, our deliverer, and our constant companion. When we face trials, Jesus walks alongside us, shielding us from harm and providing us with the strength to endure. Servants. It serves as a testament that no matter how intense or overwhelming our trials may be, God is able to deliver us and bring us through too. Trusting in God's plan, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's declaration of trust in God's ability to deliver them, regardless of the outcome, is a call to trust in Jesus, knowing that His plans for our lives are ultimately for our good and His glory, even if they may involve temporary hardships. In conclusion, the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego serves as a remarkable illustration of how Jesus can save us from the plans of the devil. By placing our faith in Him, we can experience His presence, protection, and deliverance in the midst of trials. Just as Jesus walked with the 3 friends in the fiery furnace, He walks with us today, offering hope, strength, and victory over the schemes of the enemy. In the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the appearance of the fourth man in the fiery furnace is a powerful manifestation of Jesus' presence and intervention. Let's explore how Jesus delivered these young men and how His intervention applies to our lives today. Divine manifestation. When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the furnace, King Nebuchadnezzar witnessed an extraordinary sight. He saw not just three men, but a fourth person walking with them in the midst of the fire. This fourth person had the appearance of a divine being, and many biblical scholars believe that it was a pre-incarnate appearance of Jesus Christ himself. Protection from harm. Despite the intense heat of the furnace, the fire had no power over Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Jesus' presence shielded them from harm and ensured their safety. They emerged from the fire untouched, not even smelling of smoke. This demonstrates Jesus' ability to protect and deliver his followers from the destructive forces of the enemy. Trusting in Jesus, the remarkable faith of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego played a crucial role in their deliverance. They placed their trust completely in God, believing that he was able to save them from the fiery furnace. Their trust was not in their own abilities or circumstances but in the power and faithfulness of God. Likewise, when we trust in Jesus and surrender our lives to him, we can experience his saving and delivering power. Application to our lives. The story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego invites us to place our trust in Jesus without reservation. It challenges us to have unwavering faith in God's ability to save and deliver us from any trial or challenge we may face. When we entrust our lives to Jesus and rely on his strength, he can provide supernatural protection, guidance, and victory over the plans of the devil. Daring to trust God with our lives means surrendering control to him, acknowledging his wisdom and sovereignty, and believing that he has our. So, I encourage you to place your trust in God, surrender your life to Jesus, and witness the incredible ways he can save, deliver, and transform you, and bring us into a life of victory and purpose. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. You're blessed and lifted.